Welcome once again to the Dodgy Reg podcast. This time, Richard is glad to see Reg again after his unusual period of absence. The details, of course, remain shrouded in mystery. But Reg is keener to explain the perils inherent in drinking tap water. To counteract them, apparently, there is only one antidote, and that's the title of this story: charcoal. As far as I can work out, I've been subjected to some sort of test that is supposed to confirm my trustworthiness. It appears that I am trustworthy, but this will require constant monitoring, in that I cannot guarantee my ability to withstand brainwashing, remote mind control, or indeed to avoid being completely replaced by a body snatcher. Therefore, I can only be the recipient of information on a need-to-know basis. This renders Dodgy Reg's explanation as to why he left his flat empty but unlocked when I visited the other day somewhat less than complete. No, Rich, I can't tell you that. You just have to accept that you were under observation. If I told you how I managed to do it, and that information fell into the wrong hands, well, goes without saying, doesn't it? Apparently it does. I'm feeling a little impatient. I'm supposed to be writing a story. There's a deadline and it hasn't been going very well. Although I have been concerned about Reg and am relieved in a way to see that he is, as far as I can tell, his usual self, he is really the last person I want turning up at my door right now. I don't actually want to call an offence, but once again, I want him out of my house ASAP. But here he is, on my sofa, scruffy coat beside him, and about to light an almost match-thin rollie. Except he's stopped, mid-flick of the Ronson, and he's looking at me closely, questioningly, I think, as if he doesn't quite get the thrust of my comment. Apparently? What exactly do you mean when you say, apparently? It was a joke, Reg. The phrase goes without saying. It applies not only to your idea that information could fall into the wrong hands with disastrous consequences, but to what you're not actually saying because you don't think you should share it with me. I add pointedly, get it? Clearly unimpressed by my wit, even when it comes with a careful explanation, Reg resumes the lighting process. Since it is mainly paper, the first centimetre of his roll-up burns up in a puff, and delicate flakes of grey ash waft gently down to my carpet. Right, he says dismissively. It was the note you left, Rich. That was your saving grace. Very thoughtful of you to leave it. And the fact that you didn't snoop. That's why I thought I'd better break cover and call in on you. Break cover? What do you mean by that, for goodness sake? Reg winces pointedly to show that he has taken offence. If you had any idea what is going on, I mean what is really going on, well, you wouldn't be asking questions like that. So, are you able to tell me? Or is that redacted information as well? He takes a suck on the roll-up. A couple more and it will be gone. It's not that he wants a slow and satisfying smoke. It's that his fingers are twitchy and restless. He exhales. Water. I'm on to what they're doing with the water. It's not just the fluoride, though that's bad enough. Oh no. It's what they put in it at the same time. And you can't avoid it, can you? Not water. It's in this cup of coffee you've made me, trace amounts of certain chemicals designed to make subtle changes to the human mind. As if to demonstrate, he takes a long sip of the coffee I've made him, then pulls a disgusted face. What about bottled water? You are joking again, aren't you? Bottled? Most of it's tap water. Plastics industry got that one over on us. So, what is the effect of these chemicals? Look around you, man. What's happening to our world? How can we expect bull-headed financiers to run powerful nations? How can we permit the arms trade to happen and throw half the world into conflict, horror and starvation? How can we let the rich bastards run everything down or to their own advantage? We are being pacified. They put this stuff in the water and it changes our brains, stops us from caring enough to do anything about it. OK, Reg, how come you alone, and possibly a handful of others like you, are the only ones who can see through this? I'm not sure I should... He takes another sip of his coffee, stubs out the already unlit remains of his ciggy in my impromptu ashtray, and mutters under his breath, clearly perturbed. Then, with sudden resolve, he looks me in the eye. Charcoal tablets. A couple a day. I've been on them for years. They neutralise the chemicals. And I'm thinking, how come they don't put something in the charcoal tablets? And who are they, anyway? There's no end to it. And I want an end. I've got a bloody story to write, and in rather a limited amount of time. If I keep asking logical questions, he's going to be here for the rest of the day. Charcoal tablets. Right you are, Reg. I'll pass it on. He looks at me sadly. He really wants to believe that I believe him. It's all we can do, Rich. It's all we can do. Listen, I'd better go. I'll try not to stay in one place too long these days. I refrain from asking. Yeah, I've got work to do, Reg. Take care. He looks thinner and scrawnier than ever as he slips on his battered coat. It must be pretty lonely being Reg. I see him to the door. He seems subdued, worried that he's passed on some secret knowledge that will rebound on him. It's not that he doesn't trust me now, but who will I be tomorrow? I shut the door, go back to my laptop. But returning to my story proves difficult. I can't get Reg's latest obsession out of my head. There is just that faint degree of credibility about it. But then, if there were any truth in it, would I already know too much? And how soon would they know that I know? With a mind like Reg's, it's easy to see how you could get lonely and fearful. Perhaps I should go and pour myself a glass of tap water. Sod the charcoal. A few hefty sips, and I won't care about any of it anymore. Look out for the 5th Dodgy Reg podcast, in which Richard is shocked to discover that Reg has not only taken a woman into his life, but has a thing or two to say about fake coffee.